Okay, so for this deep dive, we're going to unpack one of history's really profound technological shifts.
A huge one.
Yeah, the move from the trebuchet, that mechanical muscle of the Middle Ages, to, well, the explosive force of gunpowder artillery.
Right, the early cannon. And it wasn't just a military upgrade. This is something that completely rewired how Europe would govern itself.
Exactly. And that's what we want to dig into. We're looking at the tech evolution, what problems it solved, and then the huge societal impact.
And when you put them side by side, the technology is it's night and day.
It's gravity versus a chemical explosion, basically. The trebuchet was this masterpiece of engineering using gravity to hurl massive rocks.
I mean, up to a ton sometimes. But it was slow, famously inaccurate, and the manpower.
No.
You're talking hundreds of operators for some of the bigger ones.
Just to keep it running.
Mhm. Then the cannon shows up, and it's powered by gunpowder. It solves those key problems of distance and penetration.
So what was the range difference we're talking about?
Well, a big trebuchet might max out at, say, 300 meters. But we have records from 1378 of a cannon from Frankfurt reaching 715 meters.
Wow, that's more than double. It just makes conventional siege defenses useless overnight.
Instantly obsolete.
Yeah.
And with a fixed barrel, it was far more accurate in field battles, too.
Okay, but hold on. If this tech was so obviously superior, why didn't every army adopt it right away? What was the holdup?
That's the new challenge the cannon created. It's the cost.
Right.
A trebuchet is expensive in terms of people. A cannon is expensive in terms of, well, capital. The manufacturing needed really complex metal casting, often with copper or brass.
And that wasn't cheap.
Not at all. A copper cannon could cost at least 5 times more than an iron one. So that expense, that became the new gatekeeper.
A gatekeeper that proved its worth almost immediately because the cannon solved the ultimate medieval challenge, the stone castle.
It did. The 15th century artillery revolution just tipped the balance completely in favor of the attacker.
And there's no better example of this than the siege of Constantinople in 1453.
The textbook case. Sultan Mehmed II brings in the huge urban cannon. The scale of this it's almost hard to comprehend.
Tell us.
That one single weapon chewed through 55,000 pounds of gunpowder. It fired 5,000 rounds over about 47 days.
5,000 rounds.
And created 9 major breaches in those supposedly impenetrable walls. The Byzantine Empire literally fell to gunpowder.
And that kind of power didn't just apply to walls, did it? It changed how armies fought in the open field, too.
Absolutely. The reliance on heavy cavalry, on close combat, it just started to fade. Now, you could use infantry and artillery to break enemy formations from a distance.
You're seeing the dawn of combined arms warfare.
Exactly. Specialized roles become more important than just brute force.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for society. That massive cost you mentioned meant only the wealthiest entities could afford this stuff.
And that wasn't your local feudal lord.
No. We're talking about centralized monarchs, kings who were building these larger sort of ethnic or national state.
Precisely. The cannon became the ultimate tool for political centralization. I mean, if the king can show up with an artillery corps that can turn your ancestral castle into rubble,
you lose your ability to defy him.
You can't hide behind your walls anymore. The power dynamic is completely inverted.
So the kings could then bypass the nobles to fund this.
Yes. They started demanding systematic taxes, conscripting soldiers directly from the population. The old feudal contract of knightly service. It starts to become obsolete.
Which means the nobility's military dominance fades.
It does. And you see a whole new class of people rise in importance. Skilled gunners, technicians, the people who actually made these weapons. Yeah. It's a total social restructuring.
So it's safe to say the cannon wasn't just a better weapon. It was an instrument of profound political change that pushed the West from feudalism toward the modern nation state.
It really was.
Wow.
Which kind of leaves you with a final thought to mull. High cost, state-controlled technologies, think advanced space defense systems or, massive AI computing infrastructure.
Things only a major government can really build and maintain.
Exactly. So the question for you to think about is, are we seeing that same pattern repeat? Does technology, just by being so incredibly expensive, naturally concentrate power and drive centralization, just like gunpowder artillery did 6 centuries ago?